Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Let me get you guys pulled up on my iPad. Welcome. Okay, I got you up here. And I just need you to say hello when you come on. So you guys, I'm Deborah Bucher with Deborah Bucher Designs. Hi, Mary. I'm in Surprise, Arizona. And I've been creating on Facebook for close to 6 years. It'll be 6 years in April. So I'm live hi, Melissa. I'm live every Tuesday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. And sometimes we have a new project and sometimes we have a continuation project. And that's what we have today. Hello, Mary. Hello, Melissa. So I got both ears done yesterday and I was having so much fun working on them. Hi, Mickey. That I really wanted to just keep painting on him. I just think he is so stinking cute and just gets cuter with every brush stroke. So I did draw the lines on for the carrot, but I didn't paint them in. And I touched up some of the green on here, and I did it with a darker green just to give it a little more accent and interest. So today we're going to put the rest of his checks on, we're going to do his eyes, and then we're going to take some Dixie Belle soft pink and do some dry brushing on here and give him a little bit of a blush. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I can actually do it or not, but I'm thinking about drawing a vest on here, a little vest on him, you know, and have it have a little peak here and a little peak here, and maybe checking that too. So tell me what you think of that idea. Oh, and then my sweet friend Melissa. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Mickey. So my sweet friend Melissa last year sent me a bag of pretty rhinestones, pretty things to use on our Christmas soldier that I still haven't finished. But in that bag of goodies is this little rhinestone strip. And so I put that around his neck. Let me show you what that looks like. I think it's so cute. Okay, check that out. Let me see if I can turn him around. Whoops. Okay, isn't that cute? With the little rhinestone collar on him. So I think I'll do that too. Mary, what's going on? You were on Terry Lightly's live today, and she said, yeah, it's been a stressful morning. And I've been on live, not live, I've been on online since I got out of bed this morning, trying to figure out what's going to be the best process, because Facebook is going to take down all our lives. So I've been going live for at least 4 years. I think I had some that I did early on, but 4 years straight for sure, and maybe like 4.5 of going weekly. Those lives are going to get taken down. So that means, it means two things. It means I have to figure out what is going to be the most efficient way to download all of them and upload them all up on my YouTube. And thankfully, I already have a YouTube channel. So, but it takes time, and that's why I stopped loading them up there in the first place, because it takes a lot of time to download them and load them up onto Facebook. And it was just like, I am designing decoupage paper. I have retailers that I have to fill orders for. I fill orders for you guys. I ship every single day of the week, and I have to come up with creative ideas to go live with, 2 days a week. I don't have enough hours in the day to download all of these and upload them. And so I've used Fiverr in the past, and they were reasonable, but when I went on Fiverr today, they are no longer reasonable. I mean, it was a lot of money. And I do belong to a very wonderful Christian creative group called Soaring Sisters, and they were commenting about it, and there's some really savvy women on that group, and so they said, don't worry about it, that they've got a way for us to download it all and upload it all. And then I already have and have been paying for months now at $49 a month and not using it, but I have StreamYard, and that automatically does Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I just got hung up with a audio feedback that was happening, and that's why I haven't used it, but I got to figure that out too going forward. So it's a mess, and they're not giving us a whole lot of time to get it taken care of. So that's the story with Facebook. Debbie, you like the rhinestone collar? Debbie, it is an arduous task, but we'll all figure it out, because we're all in the same boat. And, I have really great creators that are in my world, in my life. So we'll all figure it out. Okay, so let's get busy on this adorable bunny. So I did go ahead and do his ears. We had one done together. I don't remember. I think I finished this one on my own, and I went ahead and drew in the carrot. So we'll start there. And then I did a little test. I don't know if it's going to show up on here or not, but I did a little test on his tail using the grunge gray wax, and I really like how that looks. It's real subtle, but it will give dimension. So here's my number 2 brush. That's what I'm doing the checks with. And it's just the perfect size. And do you guys, can you see that? Let me look. Hi, Micheline. I don't think it really matters if I'm painting them. I'll probably move them all around. But then he's not, for a minute, he can be the right side for you guys. For just a minute. It's always fun when you get started on a project and that you just love your project. And this is one of those things. And even with all the drama with Facebook, the bottom line is I'm so lucky to get to do, so fortunate to get to do what I love to do. I get to do it from home. I get to do it with you guys. I had several comments yesterday of how slow and meticulous I am. And it's so true. I can't even argue it. But, you know, I can count how many times I've painted checks on something on one hand and have fingers left over. So it's not a skill set that I really do have. So that's why I'm so slow. I know you can't see this, but it's in the corner and I have to flip it. See, now you can see it. Okay. I thought doing the carrot would be easy on camera, but it's kind of hard to keep them in position. Let's see, maybe that'll work. I think this green is so pretty. I like it even better after I added my own green into the crevices, a darker green. Then it just like made it super pretty, I thought. So I used my cut up ruler and I drew my little lines on here. And then I put my X's in the ones that need to be painted. And this is a nice square tip brush. And when I'm doing things that I need to keep my hand steady, I always use my little finger to anchor down so that my hand has something to anchor to, actually. Just helps keep your hand steady. And you know, if you've had too much coffee to drink, which, you know, I drank my 4 cups worth this morning, it's pretty much worn off at this point, but it just helps keep you steady. It's just a tip left over from my days of teaching ceramics. There's just not enough time in the day. Instead of days being 24, I think they need to be like 36. Because there's so many things I want to do and I need more energy. So even if they were 36, I need more energy to go with those long days. It's starting to warm up and it's going to be in the 80s next week, which I am not happy about. It's pretty normal, but oh gosh, we had such a long hot summer last year that I am not ready for summer this year. That was just a long hot summer. But I got some gardening done, some yard work done on Sunday, and I'm anxious to get some more done because I want to plant some flowers. And I used to always have lots of pretty flowers. And I think I'm going to plant zinnias. I think I'm going to start them by seed and plant a bunch of zinnias. I love zinnias and they're so colorful and they do well in the Arizona heat. Planting them by seed makes them a lot less expensive. Okay, I know people can paint these much faster than me, but Let's see what you guys are talking about. I love that you guys all say hello to each other. I love that. Chicken tacos. Yum, yum. Hi, Elaine. Didn't I just talk to you today? Well, we missed you too, Miss Molly. Yes, Melissa, I do need Elon on my tech team. Did you see the video that I posted of him and Trump yesterday? And they were talking all the things technical, all the things that are going on. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like so amazing. It was a wonderful video. I really loved that video. And if that offends any of you ladies, I'm real sorry. I don't mean to be political. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing time. And I don't usually get political on here. But I do need somebody that's tech savvy. I mean, I used to be real tech savvy, but you know, I'm not in that world anymore. And if you aren't, it changes so fast. I gotta straighten up this little guy. Well, Micheline, if your hands aren't too steady, always stick your little finger out there as your anchor. That does help. So, Molly, I've taught you to slow down. Aw, gosh, that's a sweet thing to say. Oh, okay. Well, don't let me finish today without showing you the trays. I did think of it last night when we were all done. I'm more than happy to show you the trays because they did turn out really cool. One of them needs another coat on it. I didn't quite mix up enough resin. And I'll show you the flaws. I'll show you what happens when you don't. So you know what to do if it happens. I'm really enjoying doing the checking. It is kind of like, I don't know, it's just a little bit therapeutic. I don't know why that would be the case, but I really kind of like it. You may see me doing more. Hi, Regine. Yeah, Zinnia's at my other house that's just across the street from here. I literally moved like a quarter of a mile across the street. I had another house. And I would ride my bicycle over here where in the neighborhood that I currently live in when they were building these houses, and I would ride my bicycle over here. And I wasn't like a little kid, I was a grown woman. And I would look at these houses when they were being built, and I was like, oh man, I would give anything to have one of those houses. They were so stinking cute and different than what you usually see in Arizona. And my other house that was just across the road from here, I had a really beautiful yard there, and I planted zinnias there one year, and oh my gosh, they were so pretty. And so I have a bunch of seeds, and I was looking through my box of seeds, and there's some zinnia in there, and I need to just order some more. But I just thought, oh my gosh, that's what I should do. They're so colorful and they're so pretty, and they do well in the Arizona heat. And so now I'm excited. So my daughter, when she was having her pool built, she had a lot, I don't know what you call it. It's not slate, but maybe it's flagstone. I don't know what you call it. That was in her backyard. It's real stone, so I don't know what you call it. But she pulled, bless her little heart, she pulled all that stone up and then loaded it into her car and brought it over to me, and then helped me unload it out of her car. And before it got super hot last summer, I got like 3/4 of it put down on my side yard. And I have big tubs on my side yard, like watering tubs for stock, you know, animals, horses, cows and stuff, that I drilled holes in the bottom for drainage, and I know you can't see this, but it's just a little tiny piece. And I grew my vegetables in those stock tanks. I've got drips on them. And I haven't done it for a few years. I haven't done a lot of stuff. I really, honest to goodness, I had my brother here living with me, and he has lung cancer, and he's an alcoholic, and life got really difficult, ugly and difficult with him. And when he left, I really kind of just went into a pretty deep depression for a long time. And I feel like I'm literally just now like coming out of that depression and wanting to do the things that I've neglected and not done for quite a while. So, boy, you guys are getting a lot of chat from me today. I guess I needed a therapy session with you guys. I missed you too, Mary. Molly, you were in New Orleans? Alyssa, what interview? What interview are you watching? Thank you, Elaine. I'm finding it really relaxing too. Hi, Debbie. I think they do multiply, the marigolds. They're just a really pretty flower. They're easy to grow. I already have a bunch of seeds, so I don't have to buy a bunch more. I will have to get more, and I just love how colorful they are. And in the Arizona summer, flowers just make you happy. And we had such a long, hot summer last year. It was just pretty unbearable. That carrot is coming out cute, huh? Okay, so let's see if I go this way. So in this post, you guys, I put where I got this cute bunny. I got it at TJ Maxx and it was $7.99, and it's a Martha Stewart. It had a little Martha Stewart tag on it. If you guys are interested in doing the same bunny. And he was kind of like a more of an off-white or tannish color. And we painted him white yesterday. We had issues with, I touched the camera somehow yesterday and lost connection. So that's why there were two parts yesterday, part 1 and part 2, and then today's part 3 on this same bunny. So it's not that he's complicated or anything, because he really isn't. Okay, so Elaine, you're asking if our weather is hot like in Scottsdale in the summer. Yeah, Scottsdale's only about an hour drive north of me. I grew up in Scottsdale. I went to grade school and high school in Scottsdale. And the temperatures are basically the same in Scottsdale or here. But we had the longest, hottest summer last year. It was just miserable. We had days that were 120 degrees last summer. And we had lots of days that were like 118. Lots and lots of those. It lasted a long time, longer than usual, and it was hotter than usual. And I've lived here in Arizona. We moved to Scottsdale when I was 6, I think. We moved here in 1959, I think. So Elaine, why were you asking about Scottsdale in the summer? Elaine, I have good brushes that are square tip, but they're too big for this project. But this is just from a package of brushes that I picked up at Walmart. There's 50 brushes in this package of all different shapes and sizes. And It doesn't say what I paid for it, but I know it wasn't very much. And I was like, I go through a lot of brushes. I do take care of my brushes, but you know, I go through them a lot. So this was brand new when I started with it yesterday. And I honestly had to pull out a couple of brushes till I got one that was just the right size to do this kind of detail work. Because I'm not used to doing these checks like a lot of you ladies. But I might do more because I think it is really relaxing. And lots of times, I have a TV right over here, and lots of times when I'm working on projects, I just turn the TV on. I'm not necessarily watching. I'm usually just listening to something unless it gets really interesting and I have to look up. And my scruff has a bed right underneath my table here, so he just stays down there the whole time. Oh, because you visited. Well, November is a wonderful time to come visit. Well, Mary, I think you need to do a check project. I did one. I did a pumpkin at Halloween. I think that was like the second check project I've ever done in my life. That turned out really cute. My daughter came over bringing all that stone to me, and she saw that check pumpkin and it went home with her. And you know, you can do checks in any color. They don't have to be black and white. Okay, so Melissa's an expert on the checks. And she's listening to something, so she may not be listening to me. So Melissa, on something like this, do I still do the drag marks through it? See how little I know? Aw, you got your pup right next to you? Hi, Fran. Fran's a check lady too. So I'll ask all you check ladies. I know that a lot of the checks that you guys do, you put the drag marks through it. And I'm asking, on this bunny, does he need to have drag marks going through, or is he cute just the way he is? That's my question. Okay, and there's a real skinny little spot over here. I know. Up to me. Okay, well, you guys tell me if you think he needs them or not. When I'm all done, you can tell me. There's one little tiny corner that I'm doing over here. It's an itty bitty corner. And I didn't draw a corner up there, but I think it needs one. And if you make a mistake doing this, you just paint over it. No big deal. If just a little word of advice, I wouldn't be drinking a glass of wine while you were doing this. That would be my word of advice. Okay, well, we're done with the checks. So I want to do, his eyes were okay, but I think I can make them cuter. I used to paint 100 eyes. When I taught ceramics, I was always painting eyes because people were always afraid to paint their eyes. But it's been a lot of years, a lot of years. So we'll see. The good news is if you don't like it, you just paint over it. And I'm using a little, there, a little pointed round brush. I don't know what they call it, and it doesn't have a number on it. But this is an excellent brush to be doing fine detail work. And it was in that package too. I'm giving them a little flourish there. I'm going to go back and put eyelashes on too. And see how I have my whole hand anchored? We're going to put lashes on. Use terracotta paint for the iris. Let me go back and see what you said. Make a half moon on the lower eye. Oh. Okay, it looks like they use like a terracotta for, yeah, for the iris. Okay, and it needs to be a little bigger, so I'll do that. Thanks for the tip. I love that. Okay, so I've got his eye outlined, and now I'm just going to go back and put some little lashes on here. So what you do is you just start back in that outline and just flare up. And I'm telling you, it's been probably 20 years since I've painted eyes. But it's fun to do this again. It really is. And your lashes get shorter as you go along. So let's do the other side. Well, does he need a little lower lash? Maybe he does. Rinse your brush often. And then I'm swirling it around like this to bring it to a very perfect point. And then I have just a wee bit of paint on the tip of my brush. Not a whole lot. And then I'm going back right over that lower line. And I just put a couple little more lashes on the lower. And we're going to go in and fix his eyeballs. They didn't look too bad until we put pretty lashes on, and now they look like they need some work too. Thanks, ladies. This is so much more fun than sitting here by myself, I'll tell you. It's just like having you guys right here with me. I do, honest to goodness, I do miss the days that I taught ceramics. I had the nicest group of women, just like you guys, only they were in my home. Every Tuesday night and Wednesday morning I taught classes. And I had 2 kilns that fired every single day. At Christmas time, I would be out because I had a shed on the side of the house where the kilns were, and I would be out in the shed at Christmas time at 3 o'clock in the morning, unloading one kiln and loading up another. They fired 24 hours a day. And I have 3 kilns right now. I have a large one for ceramic. I have a small one for firing glass and metal clay. And I have one that's for firing, annealing glass beads. And like I said, I've just kind of been in a state of depression for a long time, and I feel like I'm coming out of it, and I'm like, I'm really wanting to get out there and sit at my torch and make some beads. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, yesterday commented on the necklace I had on, and I thanked her for the comment because it was one I made, and it's a glass bead. And I just haven't done that stuff in a long time. And needs a lower lash, and then his eyeballs are done. I have some carrot tops where the lower lash should be. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. So let me pull out some. Debbie, you did ceramics too? And Elaine, you did too? Thank you, Mary. Okay, terracotta. I know I have some. Oh, here it is. It's even handy. That never happens. Hopefully it's not all dried up. Terracotta is such a pretty color. I think it'll work out okay. Okay, we're going to give him a really pretty eye. Hopefully you guys can see. And you know, the thing is it's only paint. So if you do it and you're not happy with it, you just go back over it again. I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to expand the pupil in his eye. I've got this bunch of carrots over here. I have to say, it feels good to be doing something like this. Okay, so now I need to just expand the black on his pupils. I'm going to make sure that's dry first. That won't take long. Then I'm going to dip into some black. And I'm using the black silk. It's such a beautiful silk. I like the other black. I can't think of what it's called. Okay, so I'm just making a big round circle. And then it needs just the tiniest bit of white for the glint. So let me close up my paint here. Checks aren't copyright, but the drag is. I know there's been a lot of issue over that. Issue and drama. Okay, so I'm just taking my brush and I'm just putting the tiniest bit on the point of it. You can also, if it was a bigger piece, I might find a brush that had a pointed end. But all I'm going to do is just put a little dot. And believe it or not, that little dot is what makes him or her come alive. Okay, so we're done with that. I have some bunny rabbits that I did for Christmas. I'm gonna go grab them. So I didn't remember, but I, for some reason, did pink eyes on this little bunny. I don't know why. And the lashes are really itty bitty. And I signed it, but I didn't put a year on it, which I normally did. But this had to have been doing this like back in the 70s. I need to put him in a place he won't get broken, which I'll just go put him back. Okay, so what I think he needs dimension, because he's real one-dimensional right now. And so I'm going to use Grunge Gray wax. And this is almost dried up. I've had it forever, but it still works. And clear. I know it looks white, but it's actually clear. And I'm going to use a good stiff brush. I use these brushes so much. And I have this is a round one, and I have a flat one. We'll start off with the flat one. And this is a real easy way just to get some character in here. So we've got places that we need to accent. And so first of all, I'm going to dip into the clear. I was going to say white because there is a white wax, but we're using clear even though it looks white. And clear is nice to have on hand because if you put too much wax on and you don't like what it looks like, you can use the clear just to remove it. And I'm using the clear on here now because it will soften the gray that I put on, because I don't want the gray to be harsh looking. Okay, and then I'm just going to dip into a little bit of the gray. So I want there to be definition and dimension, but I don't want it to be harsh looking. I don't know if that shows up good for you guys or not. Okay. And I looked at the picture of him originally, and they just used plain old black for all of this, and it was just too harsh. And there's like bumps in here because this isn't like super good quality. And if those bumps stand out too much, just go back over with the clear. It works like an eraser. And so I'm going to do the same around his little haunches there. So I'm going to start back with the clear again. This is a real easy way to get shading, but it gives you all the control. And I'm going to take this brush, this round brush, and just soften it a little bit. Yep, I was stopping to think, was the white wax on there? Yeah, it was. Okay, so you look at it and you can see the shading, but you aren't looking at it going, oh, they put dark stuff on there. It just gives it a little bit of shading and dimension. It's one of those annoying Facebook things. There's so many annoying Facebook things. You're having issues with sound too? I have my sound turned all the way up. I'm pretty sure I did that. Yeah, it's all the way up. I don't know, people. I don't. Okay, so I'm going to just do like in all of these little crevices. Let's see, I need a little white under here. And this is something that you do because this is how light works. But it's not something that you think about. When you look at something, you don't look at it and go, just wanted to accent that just a little bit more. That arm looks good, so we're gonna do this arm next. Back into the clear wax. And if you didn't have the wax, you could always use chalk. So like if you have a set of chalk, you can use your brush, your stiff brush like this, and just rub it on the chalk and get the same kind of an effect. All we're doing is creating shadow. Yeah, I'm about 5 miles from Luke. Are you hearing the airplanes flying by? That's funny because I'm so used to them, unless they're, sometimes when they're doing special, I don't know, special things, sometimes I'll hear them. It depends. You know, they train out there at Luke, so. And when you buy a house over here, you have to sign an agreement that you know that they've been here a lot longer than any of us. Luke's been out here for, I don't know, probably as long as I've been alive. And they do training for pilots all over the world, so I call it the sound of freedom. Yeah, I don't mind hearing it either. And every year they have, I don't know what they call it. It's like Air Force Days, and they fly they do all kinds of things. You can go out on those days when they have those. It's like a special thing. When I was a kid, growing up in Scottsdale, once a year we had a field trip out here for whatever that special day is that they do all of their flights. And we got to, you know, get up in the airplanes, and it was pretty cool. I don't know if they still take kids out there or not. I think they should. I think everybody needs to know what our service people do for us. Okay, so I just have some residue on here, so I'm just going in where the shadows should be, and it's just very faint. It's not anything anybody is going to really pay attention to. And now we're just going to put some makeup on that sweet little face. So I want a clean brush for that. And I'm going to use soft pink, Dixie Belle soft pink. And I guess I noticed the other day I was watching Debbie online, and everything in her screen was backwards too. So I'm not the only one. I was feeling really bad. I'm not the only one that can't figure out. I had it figured out, but now it's gone and I can't. Okay, so let me see. I want a clean piece of paper towel down here. I don't want to get any black where I don't want black. And so I dipped into the pink, and then I wiped most of it off. Oh, you use eyeshadow for the cheeks? That would work, or chalk would work too. I'm just going to lightly dry brush it. I dipped in there. Yeah, makeup would work really well. Just go over to the Five Below and pick up some cheap makeup. Oh, those are such cute rosy cheeks. So cute. I'm dipping in, and then I'm wiping most of it off of my brush. And then I'm just getting the tops where you would put blush on your own face. And this is a stiff brush. And I'm just, this process is called dry brushing. So now we have two rosy little cheeks. And I think I'm going to take that real fine brush, this one, that I was using for the eyelashes, and I'm going to just put a little paint on the tip of it. And I'm going to outline the nose. This is such a nice soft pink. And so we want we want some definition. That's why we're doing this, but we don't want him to look like a little kid that got into mom's makeup. So I'm just painting down. It's like the V, and then underneath the nose, and around the little mouth. Okay, that's where we're at. Don't you just love this little bunny? So cute. We're almost done. Today was all the fun stuff. So I'm going to dip back in again and brush most of it off, wipe most of it off. And I'm just going to rosy up his little nose. And a little bit right here on his, these are his cheeks, so I don't know what this is. But we're rosying it up a little bit. It's just subtle. I don't know how subtle it shows up on the camera. Let me look over here. Yeah, it looks subtle in the camera, but it looks even like there's even more here. So okay, so I can always go back and add more. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right now and live with it for a little while and decide if it needs more. And I'm going to close up my pink. And I'm going to put this sweet necklace on here that Melissa sent me this. I think that's so pretty. And we're going to put some of that around the neck. So sweet. I got to get it measured right. Okay, that's where I need to snip it. Then I'm going to carefully put some glue on because this glue shows yellow. And I don't want it getting all gunky. is. Thank you, Micheline. Did I lose comments again? I think I did. Let me see. You guys were saying you were losing comments, and I think I am too. Give me just a second here. Okay, well, they stopped for me too, but I just refreshed my page, so the last one I saw, Elaine, was comments have stopped, but I don't see any more after what you wrote. And above that, it says use eyeshadow. So I don't want to pour out a bunch of this onto anything, so I'm just going to take a brush and paint some of the glue on here, because this glue dries yellow. It dries icky. It's good glue. I'm just tipping my bottle over here. I might have to, if it oozes out, I might just have to go back over with a little white. So Melissa, thank you for these pretty little rhinestones. Put the brush in water right away. We're going to start on the other side. No, we're going to start on this side. The instructions say to iron it, and obviously I can't do that, so I just thought glue would work. I think it's working. Let me see if I just put the know if that made any difference or not, but it seems to be holding. Maybe. I think it will. I just need to like leave it alone. Okay, so I think we're done. What do you guys think? Oh, I see comments. Elaine, thank you. I think she's cute too. She's much cuter than she started out, that's for sure. Do you guys think she needs anything else? Thanks, Debbie. Okay, I'm going to bring the camera up. Hello. Well, I think this was fun. The color on my face looks like I painted orange on it. Thanks, Mary. Mary, are you saying no, she doesn't need anything else? Is that what you're saying no to? I think she's really cute too. I couldn't tell whether she was a girl or a boy, but once we got eyelashes on her and then that diamond necklace, I think she's definitely a girl. And I think she turned out super sweet. Hi, Holly Fisher. Hi, Katie. Trays. Okay. I'll go get the trays. Hold on. Oh, let me put the lid on that glue. I don't want that tipped out on anything. Ugh, let me go get all the trays. Okay. So, you remember last week? I think it was last Wednesday. The stencil that gave me so much trouble, so much heartburn. This is it. And it came out absolutely perfect. Hi, Michelle. So can you guys see this? And if you can't tell what it says charcuterie, and then it says French word for cheese and other fancy shit. And if you like this, and if you like this stencil, it is up on my website, and the website is up in the comments, up in the description. The website for my decoupage tissue, for stencils, for paint, all of those are up on the description. But the stencil wasn't the problem. The wood finish on here was the problem. That's why I had so much trouble with it. Thanks, Elaine. Yeah, it's food safe. So you can put all your charcuterie on here, or your cookies or your cakes or whatever, and you aren't going to have to worry about whether it's food safe or not. It's washable. So that's that one. And I just wanted you guys to know that that stencil did work out, and you suffered through it with me. This is my favorite one. And I haven't taken my tape off yet, but this is my favorite one. It's a silver tray, and I polished the silver up on it, and I did a live on this like maybe a week and a half ago, because I needed this for my class also. And this is, I just love this. I love the combination of the silver and this decoupage. I may have one or two, or I may be sold out. I can't remember. I know I was running really low on it because after I did this, I sold a whole bunch. So it may or may not be available, but there is another black one with flowers that's super pretty. This one you guys saw me do, and this one I need to pour another coat on. I don't know if it shows on here or not. This was the one we did the transfer on, but I didn't have enough resin, and so it has some little indentations in it. So all I need to do is just sand it down a little bit and do another pour over it, and then it will be perfect. And then you guys may remember this. This is back like a month that I did this piece, and I wasn't happy with it because the outlining on it was just too dark, and I just didn't like how it had turned out. So what I did, do I have some? Yeah, I have some here. Is I'm a tea drinker, and so I saved my tea bags, and then I used my tea bags and I decoupaged them on the top of this where the brown was originally, but then I used some of the tea bag to go over the edges so it was a little more irregular looking. And this is a Lazy Susan also. And so I'm going to, when I do my next pour, I'm going to do a pour on her too. And then she'll be food safe. And she'd be perfect at Easter time to have candies or eggs or cookies or whatever on her. Would be really cute. And I love that bunny. That's one of my favorite bunnies. And I do think I have some of this tissue left. I'm not positive. I've sold a ton of tissue this week. So that's all the trays, you guys. Oh, what one are you going to take? Okay, so Elaine, you said you love that tray. Which one was that? Well, I think the trays are so much fun. I really do. And there's a class available for you guys to learn how to do that resin pour. And it's only $20, and you have the class for 3 months. So you have a long time to work on your projects and make multiple projects. And it's linked up at the top of my page. It's the resin tray pour class. And it's a class worth taking, you guys. It really is, because then you're going to want to, that's all you're going to want to do. And what fabulous gifts they make. I sent a lot of my family and friends those trays that I made over Christmas time. And I have trays at the studio that sell really well. So they're fun. They're fabulous. They're fun and fabulous. Oh, the black one? Yep. That's my favorite. This one I'm keeping for me. I think it's fabulous too. And completely washable, you guys. So, all right. Well, I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and making it fun to hang out and be with you guys. I really do appreciate it. And I will be back next Tuesday with more fun ideas and projects. So you guys have a great week, and thanks for being here. And if you think this is something somebody would enjoy watching or learning from, do me a favor and sprinkle it around. And if you didn't know, Scruffy speaks English and he can tell that the live is done. And so now he is out of his bed and wants up here on camera. He's such a sweet puppy dog, and he really does speak English. Elaine, if you look hard enough, Goodwill isn't a good place to look for them, but if you've got any thrift stores, that's where I find them now, is in the thrift stores. And you can still find them at like Salvation Army. Goodwill has started taking those things and putting them up on their website and selling them for a lot more. So, all right, bye you guys. Have a good evening.